The Michael Jackson impersonations. How did that come about? You doing them on A Living Color?
That was actually, it was competitive. So you wanted your stuff on the show, and the way it was set up is that we read on Monday. So we read the new script for that Friday to shoot it. But on Monday, you get to come up with some stuff that you're going to tell them to be on the show, right? And so Keenan go around. Keenan was like Professor Xavier, Keenan Ivory Wings. So he bald head, he got his sunglasses on, eating his little oatmeal. David, what you got this week? David said, yeah, I got this, I got that. Jamie, what you got this week? That up, right? And he turned to me and said, Tommy, you got something for Michael Jackson? And I said, yeah. So I ran up to the writer's room and man, we got together, man. We wrote the music video and everything. Then that.
You ever seen Tommy Davidson and Michael Jackson on?
No.
Son, let's do a quick run.
I can imagine, man. He's stupid.
That's how I started. Anyway, it was good and dumb.
That very night, I went over to the guy who does music, right, for us. And we did the track and everything. I came back the next day. I did it in front of everybody, and he said, that's good. But Friday comes, right? And so all the cameras are set up and the whole thing is set up. This is how good Keenan is about comedy, right? So we had already done it, right? So he just walks through and he goes, here's the sidewalk. Tommy, hopscotch right here. And then he had me walk a little further. And he said, now do that part that you had here. Okay. Do we have a fan? Okay, when you get here, the fan's gonna blow you over and you're gonna end up over there, And then I come up and he say, okay, when you go up to the car, hit it real hard and give me a micism. You know what I mean? So I went, so I get on top of it and I'm breaking the daggone thing, And he said, what's your last line? I mean, give me something. You know what I mean? So the police comes over and goes, buddy, come on. And I go, am I black and white? He said, you're under arrest. I guess I am black. Bam, we out of that. But that was how it went. That's how things were selected, man. We were just so hungry. Everybody went the ball, but we were a team too.
If I'm not mistaken, you also did an impersonation of Michael on the morning show, right?
Yeah, sure did. I actually got to meet him. And that was an honor for me because he's the reason why I did entertainment.
So when that Michael Jackson kept rolling, remember Martin and went to L.A.? It's an episode where Martin went to L.A. And Tommy Davidson was on it. He was Vernell Hill or whatever. Yeah. And Michael Jackson, he kept bumping into Michael Jackson and beefing with him. He went to a party, Michael Jackson was like, what the fuck? I didn't know. That was probably Tommy playing Michael Jackson that whole time because he was in the episode. I would imagine that would be.
Okay.
6 years old. It was like 1969 or something, man. And Diana Ross introduced these little black dudes and they turned it out. And I haven't stopped ever since. But I finally met him, and he had called my house and wanted me to come and host a party, a big concert that he had.
Wow.
And so me and my daughter drove out there to Santa Barbara. It was unbelievable house. You could just stop, get out the car and go, give me a hot dog. It's like, this is like no matter where you went, it was like food and popcorn, And it went really good, man. And that's how I met him. But when I walked into the trailer, because he was shooting as a show, I went in there and I said, hey, Michael wants me to host an MC. It was a big concert, man. Everybody there, Bill Cosby, Debbie Allen, Brandy, everybody was there. And the dude looked up at me and said, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are, so you need to get out of here, blah, blah, blah. So I come out and my buddy's there. He said, what's wrong? I said, they don't even know who I am. So he said, what you want me to do? I said, go get Michael. Sure enough, man, he came knocking back at the door and he was coming straight at me from the field. And he had the Fruits of Islam next to him because they were his security guard at the time.
Oh, wow.
First thing I noticed is he about 6'2". So I was like, oh, whoa. Yeah, you know, got wide shoulders. I was like, you don't have to deal with him. Ain't no, if you're in the elevator, he decided to go at you.
Mike ain't no 6'2".
Yo, well, Tommy a little dude, though. So
Maybe
maybe
he's
the
a
head
beard,
might be.
if I'm not mistaken,
He got his aura about him.
yeah, right. If I'm not mistaken, they said Mike is like 5'9" or something. 5'9". So you
So that means Tommy Davidson's like 4'9".
Yeah, maybe. Or they sent out a clone. They sent out the fake Mike.
Oh,
They
yeah,
sent
platforms on his shoes, son.
He
He
coulda
could
had
have
platforms. No, he went penny loafers. He went platforms.
Yeah.
So he comes down to me and gives me a hug and says, you know, hey man, thanks for being here. You know, I'm glad you came. You know, and what do you need? I said, well, they don't know.
Bitch ass nigga fired right here.
Right. The one who said him.
Thanks, Mike.
Right.
Nigga. I done been style no shit.
You're the MC or whatever, right?
Oh, I know.
It says, you know, hey man, thanks for being here. You know, I'm glad you came. You know, and what do you need? I said, well, they don't know that I'm here to MC or whatever, right? And so he said, okay, I got it. I got it. And walked away. I got back in that daggone TV truck, and it was like Darth Vader when he visits the Death Star. They were like, dun, 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 dun. And I just came in, and the white guy was like, okay, sir, so what do you need? What do you mean? What do you need, man?
Mike screamed on them niggas.
You know, and we went from there, you know. You know, none of the artists were.
Michael Jackson screamed, well, you better act right, nigga.
He didn't scream. I just gave him stuff. Which one of you bitches didn't do right by me?
Slap the shit out of him. Hauled off. All you bitches line up.
Right.
On stage. He made people nervous, you know. So, I mean, Andre Cleveland was there, Jermaine Jackson was there, all these singers were there, and I couldn't get nobody to go on first. So I was like, you know what? I'm going on first. You know, and I did this big parody. His employees came out to give him an award, right, for being a great boss, you know.
Good.
So I did this whole you got to work them day and night. I just made it up, you know. All I know is that I rhymed it. You know, you're cleaning up that choo-choo train, and cleaning up around here, and wiping up them monkey stains. Let me tell you something. When I said that, everybody laughed, and he was in tears, and there was a little dude on his lap. You know, had like the circus hookup. You know, got the red jacket with the tails and the top hat.
He said, what?
What's up with Mike keeping little something
I
on
don't
his lap?
know, man. He's
A monkey, a little boy, man?
no, he said literally was a dude in his lap.
Some little man.
It was Webster.
It probably was Webster or what's the other little
Gary
man?
Coleman fight though. He fight though.
Yeah, you can't hold Gary on his lap.
Yeah, nigga, I'm security, nigga.
Had like the circus hookup. You know, got the red jacket with the tails and the top hat. But he was like this. You know, and every time they would laugh, they were high fiving, and it was just beautiful. I never forget that.
How was it like being at Neverland? It looked like a lot of fun.
It you know what? It just goes to show you if you're smart about your ticket, your one-way ticket down here, you can figure out anything. Because when I looked at it, his whole brainchild, his whole process was about serving people and making sure that people felt good around him. It was really interesting.
To go back to the Martin show, how did that come about? Did he ask you to impersonate Michael, or you did that on your own? That was your idea or his?
Well, he knows we know each other from DC. So me, him, and Dave Chappelle, we actually started at the same time in DC in like '86. We all met at one comedy club. I think it was Garvin's. And Sinbad, I don't know if you know, everybody knows who Sinbad is.
Sure.
He was performing, so all of DC comics were there, you know, and we didn't know each other, so we didn't introduce each other. Dave actually grew up somewhere around my neighborhood, so I knew him from way back, you know. He used to be scared of us, but that's how it went down.
They say you're from the suburbs. You're from like South Silver Spring, something like that. You're not from DC proper.
Oh, okay.
When we got to LA, Martin got a TV show, moved out there. I followed. So we were buddies for probably about, 5 years until we just hitting the clubs and trying to get something going. And so he knew he can call on me to do anything. You know, he knew he knows what I do and all that. So he just selected that at the moment. You know, I just go with what's there. He could have said Stallone. You know what I mean? Well, you're on my house, Mick. Wait. We look around my house. My house stink, Mick. Hey, stinks, Mick. I never asked you for no favors. You know, he knew I can go hard. You know.
He took the glasses off the door.